Hello and welcome back to the Spiritual Shitshow. My name is Julie Nguyen, your ultimate spiritual hype girl, and my job is to share inspirational stories, tips, tools, the messy parts of human life to help support each of us as we remember who we are, as we anchor deeper and deeper into the truth of who we are, our light, our purpose, our passions, our gifts, and courageously be a light to not only to ourselves, but to the world. I believe in you. And before we dive in, I want to do a quick pulse check. How are you actually doing today? Because energetically, we are in a moment. It's June 20th. We're at the tail end of completion energy, still in the year of the snake, shedding. Still closing out this 9-year cycle that started back in 2016. And if you've been on social media at all lately, you've probably noticed everyone's posting throwbacks, talking about who they were in 2016, what they were doing, what they believed, who they loved. And I'm like, yeah, of course they are. Of course this is the trend. Because 9 years ago was the beginning of the cycle, and now the collective is naturally looking back. So instead of just scrolling past it or thinking that this is just a trend, I want to ask, what does this actually mean for you? Because this work isn't about astrology trivia or trend watching. It's about integration. So here's the invitation. Go back with a little humor, curiosity, be gentle on yourself. Go back to 2016. Who were you then? What version of you was walking around trying to survive, trying to belong, trying to figure it out? No shame, no guilt. No, look at me. I want you just to notice. And now, track yourself forward. Who are you now, 9 years later? What has shifted? What has softened? What has cracked open? What has fallen away? What has changed? What hasn't changed enough? And here's a really important question I want you to sit with. Are there dreams, desires, little soul nudges that have never fully gone away? The ones you tried to outgrow, the ones you told yourself were impractical, too hard, too late, too indulgent. And if we're being honest, these little soul nudges, and if they're not complete, tend to be tied to our sense of self-worth. But regardless, as you reflect on all of it, the intention is, can I begin to really love the journey? I have this starting point, 2016, and this practice is showing me how to look at a 9-year cycle in my life. And can I take some time to really reflect on, what have I learned? What have I gained? What have I lost that actually was a gift? What still remains? And then the baseline always comes back to now. Who am I now? And can you sit with your life exactly as it is now without fixing it just for a moment, without wanting to upgrade it just for a moment, without judging it, just being with it? And can you bring in just a little bit more love? Love for who you are now. Love for the life that you lived in the past 9 years. And then this practice can be woven back even deeper. How can I really love my 7-year-old self, my inner child, my teenage self, my 20-year-old self, my 30-year-old self? How can I really cultivate a practice of loving every single version that lived and breathed and experienced life as you? Can you take a moment, hand on heart, and it's like, look who I have become. Wow. Because I want you to be in love with your life. I want you to be in love with your gifts. I want you to be in love with your story. And remember that the chances of you being born is 1 in 400 trillionths of a chance. And this knowing that you are it. There will never, ever be a you again. So of course I should love my life. Oh my gosh, I don't want to waste it. And all the things that are untrue, the shame, the guilt, the lack story, the scarcity, the negative thoughts that you think about yourself, let those shed. And this practice is designed so you can see the light of who you are, the remembrance of who you are, so you can courageously share your gifts, your light, your voice, your love with the world. And when you do this 9-year or full life reflection, then you'll be able to notice these spaces where you can offer yourself self-compassion and the reminder of, oh my gosh, I was just doing the best that I could with what I had, and how tender I was, how sweet I was, how courageous and fearless I was. You get to choose then the energy of self-compassion where it's appropriate, self-forgiveness where it's appropriate, self-motivation, the remembrance. Oh my gosh, I have always been courageous. Oh my gosh, I've always been fearless. Oh my gosh, I've always been such an expansive thinker. Oh my gosh, I've always been creative. Oh my gosh, I've always wanted ... For me, I'll share this. When I do this work, there are dreams from my 20-year-old self and my 38-year-old self that have never left. No matter how many times I tried to bury these dreams and these goals, cut them off, tell myself that they belonged in the past and I want to move on from them, they just keep annoyingly showing up. I think it's part of what's been woven into my spiritual shit show. And in this reflective work of, what can I allow to continue to shed? And what is really just calling me to fulfill? And even if the fulfilling of it brings up some feelings of the past, that's an opportunity to heal it. And maybe if I am a little scared about it, who cares? Do it. Because the end result, when I'm looking back and doing a full life review, I think my biggest fear is regret that I didn't do, regret that I didn't live full enough, regret that I didn't embrace all that life had in store for me, that I was too scared or I was too timid or I was too busy or I was too. And so now I'm choosing to fulfill these desires, to pay almost like a tribute to my 21-year-old self, because I can fulfill what wasn't fulfilled. And this version of me at 38 who wanted to just be a motivational speaker and an incredible life coach, I can fulfill that. Doesn't mean it has to go anywhere. I'm not going to be mega famous, or not. Maybe I will. But I can do it. I can fulfill the energy of the dreams that I've had. And that's what this podcast is about. How do we really love our journey? Not just the highlight reel, not just focusing on the things that we don't have or the things that were traumatic or the things that didn't work out, but like the whole thing. I want us each to love the timing, the experiences, the hardships, the joys, the whole thing. And before we rush out of this moment, this cycle, can we give ourselves permission from now until mid-February, when things shift energetically? Can we gift ourselves time to be with our story and to truly love every single part of the story, to cultivate a loving acceptance of all of it? Because when you do that, when you stop abandoning the present moment, the future doesn't need to be forced. The future just emerges. Now. Can you love who you are now? Can you see and love who you have become now? Can you feel incredible gratitude for where you are now? And so as we close today, I'll leave you with, what if nothing about your life is wrong? And what if it's just asking to be loved a little bit more honestly Take a breath, put a hand on your heart and your body, and remind yourself, I am here. My becoming is inevitable. I am always lovingly evolving, learning, growing, and I don't need to rush. I can love every single part of my life. Radical acceptance, radical self-compassion, self-forgiveness, and expansive joy, love, remembrance. Thank you for choosing to love your life, even the messy parts. And I will see you next time here on the Spiritual Shit Show.